Hey, Scorpio. Mel, Intuitive Soul Coach here, excited to bring to you your 2025 yearly reading. Welcome back if you're returning, and welcome if you're new. If you're interested in a personal reading, signing up for the monthly newsletter, or entering into the free reading giveaway, you can find all of that information in the description box below the video. All right, Scorpio, grab your favorite beverage, grab a pen and paper, cozy on in because we are about to get deep. We're going to look at your monthly forecast, starting off here with your overall energy and theme for 2025. We have letting go. And this coincides with the year 2025. That equals 9. Nines are about completions, endings, bringing in new beginnings. So there are going to be a lot of new beginnings showing up for you this year. This is also about goodbyes, growth, ascension, lessons. So I feel like there's been a lot of resistance in 2024. So 2025 for you can be a lot more flow, as it says here at the bottom of the card. So it feels like if you've been hitting a little bit of a wall in certain areas of your life, 2025 is liberating you. You are breaking through glass ceilings. You're pushing through barriers, and there is a huge energy of release taking place for you. So this is exciting. Let's see how this plays out in your year. Starting off here, January 2025, you have the great outdoors. This is about travel. Some of you could be traveling in the month of January, or you're thinking about your health, your body, your mind, and how you can become more abundant, how you can expand more, how you're able to breathe better as well. I'm getting breath work for some of you, wide open spaces. You may even feel like you want to spend some time in solitude, even though it is the beginning of a new year. I feel like you're focusing on your health because the great outdoors can be about grounding, and we'll be in Capricorn energy for the majority of January. And this is Capricorn's earthy vibes. So you could even be planning travel. I am getting grounding your energies in January are setting the tone for you, Scorpio, for the entire year. And you could be planning a lot in January. You could be getting out your calendar and marking specific dates down, maybe planning some travel. I also see you finding ways to reduce stress. Maybe you love to hike. Perhaps you are working on that breath that we talked about, breath work, meditation, mindfulness. Some of you really enjoy camping or hiking. You're finding ways to unplug and maybe even work smarter, not harder. So this is about space, allowing yourself a little bit of that space so you can make choices that feel more aligned and healthier moving into 2025. Let's clarify. Spirit, why is the great outdoors showing up here for Scorpio? Temperance. This is TLC, giving yourself a little extra tender loving care as you roll into the new year. The Temperance is also the card of balance, balancing out your diet, balancing out the areas in your life that feel very one-sided. So January is the perfect month to do that. You also have the World, so another card of completion and endings and liberation. So there's a huge theme coming in for you. This could be a year of marriage. It can be a year of graduation, completing some cycles that you've been going through for quite some time, because the World, it can be over the last year, so 2024, but it can also be like a decade. So for some of you, this has been going on for the last 10 years. Maybe you've been in a job for 10 years, or you've gone through a certain phase of your life where you've had to work on certain lessons, and there's some new opportunities coming up for you. And I feel like this is big. Some of you could even be traveling globally or internationally in the month of January, or it's something you're definitely preparing to do in 2025. But the World card is telling you and reminding you that the world is your oyster, Scorpio, that whatever you set your sight to, you can be victorious. This is the card of freedom, global energy. It's a sense of wholeness. It's a new beginning. So beautiful starting off. And because we have the temperance, I feel like this is a long time coming. Like some of you have been waiting for January. You've been waiting for maybe a home or travel. You've been waiting to graduate or step up into a new role, a new position. So let's dive into February. We have some deep reflection and contemplation taking place here, some deep soul searching. A lot of you are heeding the call. You are being called to listen to your inner voice, to listen to your intuition here in the month of February. This is giving me judgment vibes where there's a self-awareness around you. And I feel like there's a second chance here as well. You don't have to go back to the past ever. When that world shows up, this is about completion of a very long journey that you've been on. Maybe it's been a prolonged cycle, but I feel like you're contemplating everything that you've gone through in life. This is about searching for meaning, searching for truth, discovery, life path, and I am getting a new path opening up for you in the month of February. So it wouldn't surprise me to see the Two of Wands, or maybe even, oh, well, there's the Two of Swords. Okay, so we have here a path. This is the two. This is options. So you see on the Two of Swords, this is Tolgi's wood. So it almost feels like you are being guided to trust in your intuition and trust in the unknown. Exactly what I'm feeling with the soul purpose, because the Two of Swords is a crossroads. And the head may be going in one direction, the heart may be going in another. You may also feel like you don't have enough information, enough facts, enough evidence, enough data with the swords here. And that may be causing you to need to reflect. There's a new journey ahead here, and we have the Hierophant, because this is going to take a lot of your commitment. This will take a lot of your time. And it could be lifelong. Like you could be deciding something quite significant in your life, but I feel like you don't want to make the wrong choice. If this is a job, right, it's going to alter and shift your future in a big way. If this is a relationship or a marriage, this does have to do with your commitments. So belief systems, wisdom, you have the wisdom is what Spirit is saying. And what that means is you've gone through the lessons. You've gone through situations of the past that have given you experience, and you turn that into wisdom, or you're about to turn it into wisdom here. But I also see with this Hierophant, you may be contemplating a non-traditional path, because sometimes this can be traditions, and sometimes traditions are great, but sometimes it's best to go the path less traveled. And that's what the Two of Swords is reminding you here. It looks scary. It is unknown, but I feel like there's an opening, and you may not see that on the other side of this path, the sun awaits. And I feel like it is. I feel like the sun awaits. I'm going to pull one more card here for you. Spirit, what do we have on the other side of the path, or on the other side of this choice or decision here for Scorpio? We have the moon. What's the opposite of the sun? The moon. So this is about you needing to trust, because some of you, there's a lot of fear. There's a lot of fear of this path, because you're saying, well, Mel, what if it's not the sun? What if it's the moon? What if it's the shadow? But what if your intuition is saying you have to go through this? And how interesting, you have the same exact cat showing up. You have the same exact Cheshire cat. And this is about trusting in your intuition, because sometimes things aren't as they appear. Sometimes things are illusions. They're causing a shadow. When you go out into the woods on like a dark full moon night, and I mean, you're probably thinking, Mel, who does that? I've done that. But you go out into the woods and the shadows are cast, and it looks like there's some big scary monsters, right? And it looks like there are things that they're really not what they appear to be. It's just the shadow casting an illusion. And then we start to get spooked, and we start to tell ourselves stories that don't exist. But really, when that fear is set aside, we know that we're in the woods on a full moon night, and that, yes, there are things that, are unknown, but you can trust, you can feel the energies, and you can feel more into your intuition instead of feeding into fear. And I feel like that is a big reminder for you this month, because again, I'm getting the sun, but you got to get through the moon. You got to go through something in order to get to the other side. So I'm excited to see where this goes for you. Let's look at March 2025. We have creativity. This creativity for you, Scorpio, is inspiring. This is invention and expression. It's new ideas. So I have a feeling you took the path less traveled, or the path of your intuition, basically. And for some of you, you may have second guessed, or you may be doubting your skills, your talents, but this is saying here you are discovering who you are on this new journey. You are discovering bits and parts of yourself, and you're starting to trust in your self-worth. You're starting to trust in that imagination of yours. And this is a very talented energy. So I feel like March is full of talent here, full of new ideas and full of self-expression. What do we have here for creativity? We have the Knight of Cups, we have the Queen of Swords, and we have the Page of Pentacles. So there's the Queen of Swords. You see the chess game behind her. And chess isn't a game that is played, quickly. It feels like whatever you've been contemplating, whatever ideas that you've had here, this has been something you've been thinking about. So it's not like you're making a move that is spontaneous, right? It's not a move. It may feel that way in the moment, and that's what scares you, is because you're thinking, well, what if I make this move and I haven't put enough into it, or put enough thought, or what if there's a lot of what ifs, Scorpio, and I feel like I'm here to tell you, stay true to your path, stay true to you. Don't let those what ifs hold you back in a state of, paralyzed indecision. Don't let the what ifs continue to put you in a state of denial, because you are meant to shine your light. You are talented. There's a whole lot of really beautiful discovery up ahead. And when the Queen of Swords, when she sets her mind to something, when she knows what move to make, there's no stopping her, because she's got that set in her mind and she's thought about it. She's weighed up all the options. She's looking at it from all different angles. And finally, the choice has been made here, and you are choosing to stay true to your path and true to your heart. You have the Knight of Cups here with the Page of Pentacles. So when the Page of Pentacles shows up, this is about self-investment, learning a new skill. Okay, some of you are considering additional education, or definitely excited about a new path. But even though there's a little bit of fear, the fear isn't what's driving you. The excitement is, right? The excitement to keep walking through the woods, because perhaps there's something in the woods that you really want to discover. You want to discover, and even though you wish that there would be a light, maybe the only time to discover it is under that full moon energy. And if you can stay true to your path and keep your heart open, I feel like you're going to get to that hidden gem. You're going to get to that hidden gem here. So this is beautiful. Some of you, this is career. This is your creative talents. You may have a choice to make between career, like letting go of where you're at and moving forward into a new direction. For others of you, if this is like health, this can be about, new ideas that inspire you to take your health to the next level, but then stay consistent on that path, not running out of the woods when things get scary or things get difficult or tough. And for relationships, I feel like there's a path to open your heart, but you're scared because you've been hurt before. And this is about expression and vulnerability as well. Remember, your key theme is letting go. We want to let go of criticism, let go of judgments, let go of limitations that hold us back. So that's that's going to show up for you every single month in 2025 because you're meant to shine your inner light. You're meant to shine your inner light in order to find the gems in your life. So let's dive into quarter two, Scorpio. We have April energy. We have timing. It almost feels like some sort of results are in, like the results are in, even though this can talk of a waiting period. It can talk about divine timing, planning, scheduling, patience. The energy I'm picking up on is results. April, you may have some sort of important information that comes your way. There could be some news. You could see that your planning, your patience, and your hard work is paying off, and you're getting a little bit of taste of what that looks like for you this month. King of Pentacles, King of Wands. I love it. I told you this is the full manifestation. When you get to king status, you have worked your way to the top, right? You've worked your way towards some sort of abundance. And for some of you, this is financial abundance. It has to do with your material world. And it also has to do with a sense of freedom, a sense of liberation. I mean, there could also be some people that enter into your life. Maybe a King of Pentacles, a King of Wands, or one of each, maybe both. This could be very helpful people on your journey. When the King of Pentacles shows up, this is someone reliable, someone who's very abundant, very wealthy. They're very strong in their security, in their wealth. This is someone who's holding, I mean, what is he holding right there? He's holding the gem. Wow. So this could be you. If this is a characteristic of you, you're holding the gem. It's like that's what you were looking for. That's why it was so important for you to keep walking through those woods, because that's what you were wanting. And you have the King of Wands showing up here, which is an influencer. He's someone who marches to the beat of his own drum. He's very active, very goal-oriented. He could be a business owner, a businessman. You could be partnering up with someone here that inspires you. This could even be a coach, a business partner, a healer, a friend, a lover. There's someone coming into the mix here who is definitely showing you their adventurous side. And I feel like you're meant to travel, you're meant to explore, you're meant to, embrace some of what that jewel has to offer here. So the results are in the month of April, and this looks really good. So we're going to take a look, of course, at highlighted months for you in 2025. And I feel like this is one of them in April. It could be that you have to wait for the results, but I feel like they will come in April. If you've applied for a job, if this is, meeting someone new, if you're contemplating taking that big step and some sort of, information is coming through, I feel like this is the month, April 2025. Now, in the month of May, you have Heart's Desire. This is passion projects. It's making decisions from the heart. It can be about your heart health. It's a love for what you do. It's basically here vulnerability and allowing yourself to open up to your dreams and whatever it is that you are trying to manifest. You're manifesting from a place of love. You have here the Tower, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Ace of Cups. All right. There is a foundational shift that is kind of coming down around you. And I feel like this is good because it's rooted in something here that's been maybe an illusion. Okay. I'm seeing the Moon card again, but I'm also seeing the Queen of Pentacles. Some of you could be leaving a relationship because I just seen that King. You could be leaving a relationship, King and Queen of Pentacles here, maybe for new love, maybe for that King of Wands. And for others of you, if this is career, you could be leaving something that was stable, right? And something is shifting here where you have a new, exciting adventure ahead. Maybe that King of Wands is you embracing entrepreneurship, and you have the Ace of Cups. This is the drink me vial. in Alice in Wonderland. She drinks it and she grows. So I feel like there is a new opportunity here that is going to help you grow as an individual, but as a professional, on all levels here. And I also get someone smells very good. Someone may have like a certain scent, cologne or an essential oil. Yeah, someone smells really good. This could be you are smelling real good right now at the time you're listening to this, or pay attention to the smells in the month here of May. But I feel like the Tower is a good thing coming in for you. It means that, you're letting go of old limitations. You're destroying old structures, and there's a new beginning here for you with the Ace of Cups. So following in some sort of change up in your life, it's like Dorothy, coming out of Kansas, right? And the house is landed. The house is landed on the witch, and she opens herself up to Munchkin Land. And it's a completely different environment than she's ever been in, but it's no longer black and white. And so there's something here that you are opening up to that's quite abundant, quite resourceful even, and actually quite secure. The Queen of Pentacles, she's very secure within who she is. She's a nurturer. She's a lover. She has that little piglet in her hands, but she also has this white mask on. So there's something about showing your face, showing a side of yourself, a confident side of yourself, possibly even knowing that you are stable, that you are and will be financially abundant. There's a new path for you here in matters of the heart, and I feel like this is a big one. Not only do you have heart's desire coming up, but you have that Ace of Cups, which is opening your heart up to a soul-quenching renewal, maybe after you've had some towers in your life. So beautiful month for the heart to expand. All right, June 2025, you have gifts. Beautiful. So in the month here of June, this is about your spiritual gifts. This could be celebrations, a lot of gratitude, and I feel like you're honing in on some of your own spiritual gifts as well, Scorpio. Some of you are clairvoyant. You have visions. You may have the gift of healing or communicating, helping others in some way. But I see that there's a gift coming your way. This could even be a promotion, or it could be, finally letting go of something of the past, and you're seeing the gifts that ending had brought you. Knight of Pentacles and the Witch. Yeah, it's been a long time coming. The Knight of Pentacles is a slow and steady energy. You look at this guy, he looks like he's 105 years old, but he's still walking. He has his walking cane. So there's something about resources coming in here. He's still able to push through. He's still able to, move forward with a smile on his face. I'm also getting a renewed sense of energy. Even though this guy is presenting himself as that Knight of Pentacles, he actually has a very youthful appearance. So there's a revitalized energy showing up for you with this gift. It feels like you've been training for this for lifetimes. There's some sort of gift that you're very good at. You've been either doing it for a while. This is a gift that you've brought in from past lives. Some of you Scorpios may want to look into your South Node, if you're familiar with North and South Node in astrology, because I feel like that could be something you're exploring a little bit more. Now you have the Witch here, and the Witch is a bonus major arcana in this deck, which I love, and it's card 25. This is about magic, transformation. It's about spells and wisdom, and it's protection, and it's also a very gifted energy, which coincides exactly with your key theme. Now, the Witch is represented by Dorothy, and Dorothy, she goes through the journey. She goes through the journey of the yellow brick road, embracing, her tribe and different archetypes of her own self and different characteristics, right? She uses the brains and the courage and the heart to adventure to adventure in a new land. And the whole time she's had that magic and she's had that power within her. So I feel like there's something you are recognizing and acknowledging. It's like this is the month, Scorpio, that you're tapping your slippers 3 times and you're saying there's no place like home. So there's some sort of inner truth, inner wisdom, protection, and magic that is showing up for you this month. So this is beautiful. You could be in a high manifestation phase. The Knight of Pentacles is also, very trustworthy, very loyal, very patient. And it feels like you've been patient when it comes to whatever gift is showing up for you, and you deserve it. You deserve this gift, whatever this is, or whether this is bubbling up within you and you're using your gift to be of service. That's going to be great karma coming back. This could be, a physical gift. This can also be some sort of financial gift as well with the pentacle. So I feel like you're protected when you move forward, because you are moving forward with something here. All right, that would be a highlighted month for you as well. I feel like this is probably one of the most magical months of the year, June. Okay, definitely magic in the air this month. Let's step into quarter 3, July, August, and September. Oof. The month of July, we have a lot of ascension. Some of you could be hiking. Maybe you live near the mountains. You could be visiting a national park this year. Okay, there's a lot of personal growth in the month of July. This is soul advancement. And I feel like this soul advancement could show up as advancement in your professional life and your love life, or all areas, because when the soul advances, the things in our external world change, they shift, and we evolve because we've shattered through, that benchmark or that glass ceiling. So I definitely feel like things are being taken to the new level for you in the month of July. You're soaring to new heights, and for some of you, you actually are physically climbing to higher altitudes. You could live in a place with higher altitudes like Colorado, or anywhere in the world that just has a higher altitude. But I feel like you're aware of what's going on within you, and you're aware of what's going on, in your outer world in the month of July. So let's clarify. Spirit, what is going on here with ascension for Scorpio? We have the Knight of Cups. Knight of Cups is showing up because the heart had an awakening. You had a heart chakra activation here in the second quarter. I feel like you are embracing love. You're seeing love in all things is what I'm getting. Yeah, you're seeing love in all things, and you have massive success. Remember going back to that commitment back in early February here? Whatever you are committing yourself to in the beginning of the year, you're ascending mid-year. So keep at it. If you have some goals, some resolutions, some aspirations, some health routines that you get into, you're really seeing the payoff, the success, the abundance showing up from it here. So again, Knight of Cups is open to love. It's emotional depth. You're really feeling strongly about, love in all things. You have the Hierophant, going back to what we were talking about earlier, your commitments, where they lie, and staying on this path, because if you do, July is a very honorable month. You're getting noticed. You're getting recognized. This is the energy of victory and success and accomplishment and fame and, rewards for your hard work. So July, you are on fire here, Scorpio. So whatever you're doing, whatever you're committing to, remember that path that was scary at the beginning of the year, and you're like, oof, do I really go on that path? What if it's the moon? What if I stay in that darkness? But what if it's the sun? And here is a brief moment of that sun coming out here for you. So there is a big win to celebrate this month. Ooh, I'm loving this for you. I feel for a lot of you, this may have to do with your career or your finances as well. But of course, it's soul advancement. So it can be any area of your life. August. What do we have for August? Scorpio. Ooh, you're giving yourself some tender love and care this month. You are taking care of your heart. You are resting and maybe getting outside and laying in the warm sun, reading a good book in a hammock, and just feeling confident about where you're at in life. And I feel like this is a month of rest. You know, summertime for those in the northern hemisphere can be very busy. There's a lot going on, but a lot of fun events. I feel like you're going to pick and choose this month. You're going to say, you know, that looks really amazing, and I'm going to go to that festival or that concert or that outdoor event. But then at the same time, you're going to have your alone time, Scorpio. You are going to go within and heal and give yourself that rest and compassion and not abandon your needs, right? You're not going to self-abandon. You are going to self-love. So what does that look like for you in August? What do we have for Scorpio in the month of August? Okay, we have the Tower. It almost feels like this is global. Okay, there's something possibly global showing up. I mean, we did see the Tower early on for you, but I'm getting the energy of you kind of backing away from it, saying, you know, not my monkeys, not my circus. Let's see what yeah, 10 of Wands. It almost feels like you're not going to carry the burden if it's not yours. You're putting it to rest, you're putting it down. So whether this is globally, whether it does, you know, impact you personally, I just feel like you are stepping away, which is good. I feel like you're stepping away because the 10 of Wands is saying, all right, I'm unburdening. I'm not going to let this physically exhaust me. I am prioritizing here. So if you feel overwhelmed in the month of August, if you feel like there's a lot going on, too many responsibilities, yeah, it just feels like you're going to take that step back, right? Exactly what I said. Self-love, not self-abandon. All right. So let's look at September. What do we have for September? Ooh, we have some family love coming in September. Family dynamics, ancestral healing. Going back to the month prior, some of you may be dealing with a family member who's gone through a Tower moment. Maybe that's part of what I see. It's external to you. I feel like the Tower could be someone else's life. Now, I'm not saying you are rejecting family and saying, sorry, not my monkeys, not my circus family member. I got to deal with me. But I just feel like you're not taking it personally to fix anyone because you're saying, you know, I will guide, I will help in the best possible way, but I cannot and will not lose myself in the process. So possibly that could be coming in. Now, for others of you, there could be family coming together in the month of September, a lot of family activities, maybe the birth of a child, maybe working on, you know, stability and legacy and fertility and just the birth of a new cycle. It is the birth of a new season, right? September 22nd, I believe, is the first day of autumn here in the Northern Hemisphere. So this is a little bit of a busy month. So you could have a lot of activities or back to school. You could be sending kids off to college. There could be reunions as well. So I do feel a very family focused month for you will be September of 2025. Okay, yeah, we have a little bit of travel even, or just realigning, like getting back in the swing of things after the dog days of summer wind down. So the Eight of Wands can be about realigning. It is realigning a lot of movement, progress, communication, maybe even some sort of relocating here. But you have the Four of Swords right next to it. Don't become so overwhelmed or overburdened. We don't want to do that. Remember, going back to the month prior, August, you learned some valuable lessons in August. Don't self-abandon. Don't take on so much that you feel heavy and weighed down, and it could cause dis-ease. It could cause disease, right? When we are going full speed ahead, and we're not slowing down to rest or to eat or to take care of ourselves, it can manifest. And Spirit is saying, make sure you're realigning and you're not burning the candle at both ends. You could also be a caregiver for someone here. Maybe there is someone that needs a little bit of extra love, but again, take care of you. Make sure that you're taking your vitamin C or taking some time to ground yourself. Focusing on your sleep schedule, sleep patterns is going to be significant this month as well. Some of you that have struggled with your sleep, I feel like sleep is something you're working on getting a better quality sleep in 2025. Maybe you're working with like a CPAP machine, or there could even be some new bedtime routines that you start early on in the year. I just feel like your sleep is important because the body repairs itself, but you also can receive a lot of messages, a lot of divine guidance through dream interpretation. All right, let's move into fourth quarter, October, November, December. All right, you are ending the year on a high note. This is one of the best quarters out of the year for you. So I do see quarter one. So right off the bat, January, February, and March is very much about exploration and discovery and creativity. And then I see quarter two, there's a little bit of a results waiting period, but you're going to see some beautiful gifts. Quarter three is more about, health and family and really focusing on, nurturing yourself, tender loving care all around. And then quarter four, we actually have bliss showing up in Scorpio season. So October, the start of your season, Scorpio, we have some heaven on earth. We have some happiness, sunshine. This is joy. Remember that sun we talked about in the very beginning of your reading? This is it. This is the sun card. When I created this deck, I had the sun in mind. And look at in the background, the light is actually the same color. So a lot of red and yellow. So yellow is confidence. Yellow is power. It's the solar plexus chakra. It's also red. It's about our stability and our place in the world and our foundation. So you're feeling really good about specifically those two areas of life. You're feeling confident within your stability. There could even be a wish that comes true in this, October, something you've wanted for quite some time. You may be traveling. There could even be a home. Someone could be moving. Maybe you're spending time near the water this month, and it just feels like you've been liberated. So it goes back to letting go. These two children, this isn't a remorseful letting go. This isn't a rock bottom letting go, but it's a learning how to ride a bike letting go. When you learn how to ride that bike with no training wheels and you have your hands in the air like you just don't care, that's the type of momentum that is pulling you through in 2025. You had the training wheels on for quite some time, Scorpio. In 2024, it may have felt like you had those darn training wheels on and you just wanted to be free, and you're like, when can I take these wheels off? I'm ready, universe, I'm ready. But then every time it's like, okay, nope, there's a false start. Here's a wish. Spirit, what is this wish? What is this yes? What is this freedom, this joy, this happiness? Is someone getting married? Or someone could finally have something that they've waited so long for. We have the Seven of Swords and the King of Swords in reverse. Both of these energies in reverse. So this is fully freedom from self-denial also. I feel like there's a freedom of self-preservation. Sometimes the Seven of Swords, yes, it gets a bad rap for lying and cheating and sneaking and trying to get away with things. But a lot of times we get into the Seven of Swords when we're just trying to survive. It's like a survival of the fittest at times. And I feel like you had to do what you had to do. Like you had to work in that job that paid the bills. Maybe you didn't love it, but that's what you had to do for the time being. Perhaps you stayed in a situation because of whatever reason, right? And beliefs. It looks like it comes down to beliefs. The King of Swords, I feel like you're freeing yourself from that. And once you do, the sky's the limit, and it's just a wish coming in that maybe you didn't expect. You started to lose hope on. You're like, maybe that's never going to come true. Maybe that'll never happen here. Spirit, can we get a little bit more insight? What is this? High Priestess. It's something that you could even be keeping quiet, something secretive that you've been building, something that your intuition has been leaning you towards. Let's get one more. Spirit, what is this big old wish coming in here? Why is it so secretive? Oh, it has to do with love. It has to do with passion. It has to do with you enjoying your life and living for you, right? Living from a heart space, not a head space. King of Swords in reverse with the Seven of Swords. You're coming out of something. You're coming out of, heaviness. You're coming out of ego even with the Seven of Swords. Some sort of dishonesty, some sort of betrayal. You're not betraying yourself, right? You're not self-abandoning, you're self-loving. And the King of Cups is saying here that your heart is expanding. He has everything he needs to feel emotionally bliss. Knight of Wands is taking action towards an adventure. There's an adventure coming in for you this Scorpio season. It's fun, it's enthusiastic, it's going to require you to take a risk and become vulnerable, but I see that you're saying yes to it. You're saying yes to something that has the potential to open your heart up on such a profound level that you've never experienced this type of energy before, is what I'm getting. For those of you that are single and you're looking for love, this could be a really beautiful month for that. For others of you, if you've met someone early on in the year, or maybe you're with someone now, I feel like there could be an expansion here this month, taking it to the next level. But you are getting vulnerable, Scorpio. And we have November, memories. This happens when our birthday rolls around, right? We have those birthday memories and we start to think about things that we've gone through and what we would like to accomplish in the next trip around the sun. This is about your life story and reminiscing over the good times. Some of you could write a book if you haven't already. You may have even been told that. Like Scorpio, you could write a book out of your experiences. But this is all about, history in the making. And I feel like this year for you is a big one when it comes to your birthday. For those of you sun sign Scorpios out there, Spirit, what do we have for memories? Scorpio. Oh, the Judgment. Look at that. The Judgment is a second chance. The Judgment is your energy, Scorpio energy of spiritual rebirth. No going back. You're never ever going to go back to that age that you were at, even the year prior, even the day prior, because we're constantly evolving and changing. And you see that in your energy beginning the third quarter, right? You have ascension here. So you have grown. You have grown into a very mature, wise Scorpio. You've learned a lot of lessons from the past. But look at what we have at the bottom of the deck. We have the World again. So you're wrapping up a cycle of the past. And again, I feel like this isn't just one ongoing thing that you're wrapping up in 2025. I feel like this is, many different things in your life you're able to let go of with more ease. You're ready to take the training wheels off in your career, your creative passions, and you're ready to open your heart up to love, take the training wheels off. You've already, you've been bruised, you've been knocked down, but now you're ready to open yourself up. It just feels like the training wheels are coming off in many different areas, and the Judgment card here is to say there's a second chance. There's love after loss. There is gain after pain, right? This is the flip side here, because you have gone through a lot of trials and tribulations, but you don't have to go back. That's what the world is reminding you. You don't have to go back to that. And when you do face challenges, again, because you will, right? We always do. You will face them with more wisdom, more experience, and more strength. Okay. So I feel like it's moving with the flow. Like once you learn how to ride a bike, it's like it forever. You don't ever have to go back and put on those training wheels when you're 35 years old riding a bike again. It's like once you learn it, it's instilled within your DNA, right? Forever. It's within your mind. You just know how to do it. And I feel like there's, again, a second chance. You know how to open your heart up. You've done it before, you'll do it again, right? You know how to tap into this. So it just feels like there's something big showing up for you. And you're releasing some fears, you're releasing judgments, you're releasing, any past energies that have challenged your self-worth. Spirit, what do we have for judgment? The Chariot. Yep, you're moving on, you're moving forward. You have the flying monkeys here. And I always like when this card shows up with the Chariot because it's a beautiful depiction of where you can go emotionally. Now, the monkeys are ran by the witch, both witches in the Wizard of Oz, right? You have the witch that is using her emotions of fear and control and greed and dominance to control these flying monkeys, right? She wants them to do things that aren't in the best, aren't in the best emotional vibe, right? And so the monkeys, they're under her command. But when that happens, sometimes things can get out of line. Sometimes the monkeys, right, it can be very impulsive. It can be a very selfish energy. It can lack direction. But at the end of The Wizard of Oz, the witch, she dies, and Dorothy, the other witch, she is in charge of the monkeys because she's then kind of commanding from a place of love, right? And command maybe is a strong word, but basically that's what the Chariot is ran by, is our emotions. So the emotional drive is coming from a place of love, and they're helpful. They are helping her. So I feel like there is something with the heart here that is your emotional drive. This is Cancerian energy here. And this is about forward movement. This is, control and travel and goals and victory that you are moving forward in because you've opened up your heart. And I see that heart chakra activation mid-year for you, or I should say in the second quarter, but you are brave enough to face some dragons here. You're brave enough to face some dragons. And when you do so, you're going to see that things move forward for you quite beautifully. So with that being said, the last month of 2025, December, you have milestones. Way to kick off the year on a high note. This is beautiful. This means you're looking back. You're looking back at 2025 and you're saying, dang, there was a lot of milestones, a lot of victory, a lot that you've overcome, right? This is the card of promotions, rewards, success, achievement. So it's not just all in December that these things are coming to light. This is what you may be reminiscing about. Maybe that's part of the memories coming in November. You're like, wow, I am in a completely different energy than I was this time last year. All right, so milestones. Spirit, what are some of these milestones? What's going on in December here for Scorpio? What do we have for Scorpio in the month of December, please? We have the 9 of Pentacles. We have the 7 of Wands and the 3 of Swords in reverse. So 3 of Swords is past pain receding. And that's what you are overcoming this year, some sort of disappointment, some sort of pain. You've gone through some heartache, right? We all go through some heartache from time to time in our lives. But this 3 of Swords in reverse is saying, okay, you've worked on that part of yourself, that unresolved part of yourself that caused emotional pain that may have closed you off. With the 7 of Wands, it may have closed you off, but here you are, proud of yourself for standing on your own 2 feet. The 9 of Pentacles, she's one of my favorite minor arcanas because she's made it. She's made it possibly either on her own. This can be an individual achievement. This can be, independence versus codependence. This is creating a life that you love, a life that you've worked hard to achieve. It is material wealth, self-sufficiency. It's your hard work paying off. It is the card of achieving goals. It's very victorious. So I do feel like you are proud of how far you've come. And there is something very successful coming in for you as well. Successful in, it looks like finances and health. But of course, because we have the heart here, I feel like you've also learned to release some of those thorns that have been sitting on your heart that have caused you to become closed off at times with the Seven of Wands. This is about you living life on your terms. This is living life where you're standing up for your beliefs, you're defending yourself, you're protecting, your integrity and your boundaries, and you're not afraid to meet a challenge in the eye and give it a big old wink. And so I love this. You've come through a lot of hard times here, Scorpio. Pat yourself on the back because this is definitely a year of, big victory, big achievement. For those of you that are in a 9 personal year, when you add up your birthday, month, and 2025, if that breaks down to 9, or if you are a 9 life path as well, that's your birthday, your month, and the year you were born. If any of those numbers equal 9, this is extra potent. So this energy on steroids is how it's going to be for you, because this is also a 9 energy of letting go, and 2025 is a 9 year. So there's going to be a lot of nines. Nines, again, are completions, accomplishments, service. And we've seen the world card, which is endings as well. So that is what I have for you, Scorpio. If this resonates, please hit that thumbs up button. Feel free to share, like, subscribe, and hit that bell if you haven't already. And thank you so very much for tuning in.